guys, how's it going? And welcome back to the channel. FPL is back. The deadline is 6 o'clock. Game week 1 of the 2024-25 Premier League football season. I'm looking forward to it. We do have a mini league as usual this year. As you can see, there's currently 14 people in it. Might be a couple more people that join last minute. There is going to be a link in the in all my social media for the time being. If you want to join, the code to join, if you want to go that way, is here up here. So that is how you can join a mini league, get involved, and compete against me and other people. More so when the cup starts. So yeah, that should be a good one. Anyway, there's been a lot of price changes this season, and I personally think it's made the game harder. I apologise for that very loud thing. That's my cat mucking about behind me as she now goes out the door. Cats for you, eh? But yes, I think the way the price has been done this season has made it a lot harder. But hey, it's one of them. If you thought it was too easy last season, you'll prefer it this season because again the price it's not going to be easy at all. Anyway, let's get into the team, which I've sorted out, ready to go. Oh yeah, there's a mystery chip as well, which is coming in January 2025. We've got absolutely no idea what that is, but you know, we'll see. As you can see, I'm rocking a 4-3-3 for game week 1. I'm going to actually change my vice captain to Pedro against Everton. I don't think Everton's done much in this transfer window, so I'm a bit surprised because I think they needed to strengthen. So a bit surprised at their lack of buying, should we say? But anyway, we've got Alisson in goal. You know, he's got Ipswich first game. It's been selected by 10.5% of the teams. Brentford, United, Forest, Bournemouth coming up first few game weeks. Apart from United, maybe Brentford, depending on how you know they get going, because their attack can be good. Some good clean sheet opportunities there. I think it's a risk not to have him in at these early fixtures. Alexander-Arnold, also from Liverpool, playing Ipswich to start off with. The guy got 3 goals, 5 assists last season. He was injured for a fair bit, so we know he can do better. Like if you look at the previous season, 2 goals, 11 assists. So if he can stay injury free, he's going to get a lot of points this season. And 28.6% of people have backed him. How many clean sheets did Alisson keep last season? 8. Oh, I think he did have an injury at one point, because the previous season it was 14. So again, you know, it's someone who can get you some good points. Just got to be hopeful there. Then you got Dalot. He's at home, to Fulham first. 7.8% of people have got him in his team. I think for 5 million he's good. He was getting a lot of minutes last season. 8 clean sheets, 3 assists, 2 goals, and you know, some decent fixtures started up. Fulham, Brighton was awful in defence last season. Liverpool probably not a good fixture. Southampton and then Palace, you know, some good fixtures there. 5 million, the guy's a bargain. Like you know, you've just got to jump on this. Then I've got White for Arsenal. They're away against I can't remember how to look at this. At home against Wolves. Wolves was a bit on and off last season, I think. So I think for this game week is worth having. There's some games coming up though where I'll be rotating them. Aston Villa, Brighton, Spurs, United. City. There's some hard fixtures there, so I will be rotating him in and out to start off with. Some not easy fixtures there. Selected by 11% of FPL managers at 6.5 million. We'll see how he gets on. Next up, Pedro Porro, who was 5.5 million. I thought that was, you know, reasonably cheap for a attacking defender. Last season, he got 8 assists, 3 goals, alongside 7 clean sheets, and he played a lot of minutes. So for 5.5 million, I think that's a bargain, and a lot of people are thinking the same. 34.8% owned. And he's got Leicester City to start off with. We'll see how they get back on in the Premier League. Everton, who, again, I've said before, I don't think they've really done much in the transfer window, which really surprises me. Newcastle and Arsenal, which isn't the best of fixtures for him. And then Brentford, we'll see how Brentford get on. But yeah, for 5.5 million, attacking defender, loads of people are picking him. I think he's the right guy to have in. Then you got Bruno Rodriguez, who I think will be a good addition into the midfield. He got 10 clean sheets last season. He's a midfielder, so that's less important. But you still get, I think it's 1 point for a clean sheet for a midfielder. He did alright in attack though. 7 goals, 9 assists, and was playing a lot of minutes. It wouldn't surprise me to see him do a little bit better this season. And it's a real differential there because he's only owned by 3.3% of managers. And starting off, Southampton, Bournemouth, Spurs, who was dreadfully defence last season, Wolves, Fulham. I think he's worth having to start off with and then maybe transfer him later on, or if he's not getting the minutes I'm expecting him to get. Then you got Eze for Palace. 34.8% of people own him. He's 7 million. He is a little bit costly. My big concern is he was really injury prone last season, but when he played, he did well. 11 goals, 5 assists, and then you look at the fixtures. They're starting off with Brentford, West Ham, Chelsea, Leicester, United. There's some good fixtures there for Eze to bag some goals. We just need to see how he gets on and can he stay away from injury. Again, as I was saying before, 34.8% of people owned Eze, so there's a lot of people who's looking at this guy and think he's got potential here. Then you got Declan Rice. Again, I'm interested to see how he gets on. He played a lot of minutes last season, 6.5 million, which isn't too bad. Starts with Wolves, Aston Villa, Brighton, Spurs, Manchester City, so his fixtures are definitely a little bit mixed. 6.3% of people own him. Last season, he got 9 assists and 7 goals. And again, he was playing a lot of minutes. Look at that, 3,225 minutes. That is a lot. So with some of the fixtures coming up, which I think they're decent, I really, really do feel like this guy's worth, giving a go. I really do. Then we've got João Pedro. I've definitely said that wrong. Again, he's this is a bit of a hit, really. 5.5 million, I think, is cheap. He's got Everton, Manchester United starting up with, then Arsenal, Ipswich, Nottingham Forest. So there's some good fixtures there. He didn't get the minutes I was hoping he'd get last season, but when he did play, he did well. He got 9 goals, 3 assists, which isn't bad when you consider he only played just over 2,000 minutes. I'm looking at the business Brighton have done in the transfer window. I think this guy's going to get more minutes this season, so that's why I brought him in, to give him a good go. I could be wrong, but I just feel that with who we've got, this is a really good pick for this season. Again, if I'm wrong, I can move him on. It's no troubles. Then Haaland. Now, Haaland is very controversial because he's 15 million this season. So if you bring in Haaland, you're having to really make savings in other parts of the your team. And that's a problem. But like I said, the guy played a lot of minutes last season. I think he did have an injury for a few games, if I remember correctly, but he still managed 27 goals and 8 assists. I just feel if you didn't have this guy in your in your team, I think you're playing catch up, because this guy's going to be scoring 2+ attacking returns each game virtually, and I just feel that it's just too risky not to have him in your squad. And he's got some good fixtures coming up, like Chelsea, who was awful in defence last season, Ipswich, who just come up, West Ham, who wasn't the best last season, same goes for Brentford. Arsenal was a big challenge for him early on. I just can't see, I think it's too risky not having him, and he's owned by just over 50% of managers as well, so it's a bit of a 50-50 split on whether you go with Haaland or not, which is interesting. A lot of other people are going with Salah, I've noticed, instead of Haaland, but I've gone with Haaland. I don't think it's worth going from both, because then I think you get a lot of people in who are like minute managed and stuff like that. So I've gone with Haaland. My tip: don't have both Haaland and Salah. Have one or the other. And then the last one in my starting 11 is Wissa, who's playing for Brentford. If I could have afforded it, I would have gone to Tony, but this guy is cheap at 6 million exactly. And last season, despite the fact he didn't play that many minutes overall, just under 2,500 minutes, he still got 12 goals and 4 assists. Like, while Brentford wasn't the best in defence, this guy did decent in attack. And I think for 6 million, he's a bargain, and he's definitely worth having in your team. Hoping he gets more minutes this season. And it's got to be a mixed bag to start the season off. Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Southampton, Manchester City, and Spurs. So 6 million is good for some fixtures. You can swap him around. I think this guy, if he gets the minutes I'm hoping he's getting, is a really good choice. Now, who's on my bench? Starting off with Ederson. I've benched him this one because of who he's playing. But he's 5.5 million, which, that's expensive for a goalkeeper. But, 6.4% of people have him in the squad. And he's starting off with Chelsea, Ipswich, West Ham, Brentford and Arsenal. I'll be swapping between him and Alisson over the season. Unless one of them gets a big injury, I'll be surprised if I make any changes to my goalkeepers, really. But like I said, there's some good fixtures in there. Chelsea wasn't a good one, because I can see Chelsea being really attacking this season. They was doing that last season, although they were scoring some goals. But their defence was dreadful. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. Then you got Walker, who's also from City. Again, I've benched him because I'd be surprised if City keep a clean sheet against Chelsea. I can see City winning. I just can't see him getting that clean sheet. So, yeah, that's why I benched him. Same fixture of Ederson, obviously, because obviously same team. 5.5 million, which is cheap for him. Manchester City defence. He's owned by 9.6% of teams in FPL. So, there's a lot of people who's looking at Walker and thinking, yeah, I can see him coming in. And as I just said, he's cheap into the City defence. So, hoping he gets more minutes than last season. In fact, he was until at the end. There was a bit of personal stuff going on, I think. So, that probably affected it. But before that, he was getting good minutes in. He got 5 assists. And with City, you'd imagine a fair few clean sheets over the season. Okay, He-Chan, who again was a decent player last season. He did spend some time injured, and I think he went away to an Asian Cup, I think it was. So he didn't get the minutes, but I think he'll get more this season. I benched him because he's playing Arsenal to start off with. Only 1% of teams have gone for him. I think at 6.5 million, I think it's worth the risk, because the fact he only played just over 2,100 minutes last season because of the cup and injuries, he's still got 12 goals, 3 assists. I think this guy can be relied on to ticking over, getting you some points, and I think it's not too bad for 6.5 million. He starts off with Arsenal, which is why I benched him. Then he's got Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, Aston Villa. So a bit of a mixed bag of fixtures to start off with, but I think he's worth a go. And then the final person in the squad is Leon Bailey. Again, he had a good season last season, despite the fact he didn't play as many minutes as I'd have liked. But when he did, he was smashing it. Just over 2,000 minutes played, got 10 goals, 11 assists. I think that's worth it for 6.5 million, because I'm expecting and hoping he's going to get more minutes this season. He starts off with West Ham, Arsenal, Leicester and Everton and Wolves. So I think it's worth a go. And there is some people looking at him 3.9% owned. I think it's worth the go, because when I look at who else Aston Villa have got, I think he's worth going for. I'm actually going to swap him to my first sub. I think he's the best of the 3 in terms of probably getting an attacking return there. But yes, this is my squad. I've gone Haaland captain. I think Haaland's going to smash it from day one. I've gone Pedro as vice captain. I think he's on penalties, and I don't think Everton have strengthened how he should have done. So I've gone Pedro as vice captain, but I can't see Haaland not playing game week 1. That'll be absolute lunacy. Again, it's a mini league here. 14 people at the minute. Again, here's the code to join. The link you can find in my all social media link down below. In fact, it's there as well. So if you want to just type it off screen that way, you can do it that way as well. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I've been waffling on for a lot longer than I planned. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have done, make sure you do hit the like button on the stream. The video. If you're a first time viewer here, make sure you do subscribe and then hit the bell, as that way you'll be notified of any future videos on live streams for myself. And I'll be back soon with more content. Nice one, guys.